Hey, thanks for stopping by for another No BS social media chat. This is a big one, and boy, you're going to fall on either, well, there are only two sides to the coin. Well, I guess there actually would be six sides to the coin, wouldn't there? But we're talking about politics, sex, and religion this week. Or actually, we're not going to talk about politics, sex, and religion. You know, right now we're ramping up for another presidential campaign, and already it's looking pretty contentious, whether it's Donald Trump, whether it's Hillary Clinton, the lovers, the haters, either side. It doesn't matter. Sex. Well, boy, we're talking about perversions, deviations. We're talking about man and woman, man and man, woman and woman, you know, the homosexuality, all those kinds of things. And then let's throw in religion on top of it. And we're at a point now in the world we live in, and I think when you add social media into it, it makes it that much more confusing and frustrating. And here's why. I'm amazed where I constantly, especially with Facebook, because you don't necessarily, well, you can't control your friends, what you see. On Twitter, you can control who you follow and who you don't follow, so you don't see it quite as much. But really, this is more a Facebook issue, and this is where I see it more often, and this is where I've encountered it, where you have people who want to try to sway you with their opinions on politics, sex, and religion. Now, you know what? Sometimes they don't care about swaying you. They just have to get it off their chest. They just have to pound on their chest to let everybody know where they stand on an issue. And I guess that's fine. I've actually dealt with some recording artists who I've worked with who were very much into certain political agendas and certain topics about religion that they wanted to tackle. And I'll be honest with you. You know, it goes back to what I learned when I was in radio, going through journalism school back in the day. And it's like you want to find a quick way to alienate people. Talk about politics, sex, and religion. My rule of thumb when it comes to social media, especially, and do this, there's going to be like a little asterisk behind my head. This is for your professional career. This is for your professional life. Avoid the topics of politics, sex, and religion. Now, there are going to be some things you're going to talk about or you're going to touch on. But more importantly, I don't think anybody needs to know where you fall on those issues. We all have our own unique values and views. Now, there is a caveat with that. There is the asterisk. If that's how you want to portray yourself, I mean, naturally, if you're a politician or someone who's going to run for political office, you want to start aligning yourself with certain political values, with certain beliefs and sexual values and mores, if you will, and even religion. And again, that's fine. And this is targeted towards my media friends, unless you're a talk radio host. Especially if you're a recording artist, and again, I've had some people go against this, you can only stand to hurt yourself with people if you jump up and wave a flag or any flag, I guess other than the red, white, and blue of America if you're an American artist. And I think that's the one thing we really have to touch on, and I really want to strongly suggest. I mean, if you're going to jump over the line and you're going to get involved in political discussions, sexual debates, if you're going to get involved on religion, realize that there really is no upside. It's funny, a lot of times, and I've got a lot of recording artists, I've got a lot of media friends, I've got politicians and people who, you know, in all walks of life who are part of my Facebook feed, who normally said, wow, that last rant of mine, I lost, 12 people as friends, and well, if they don't believe what I believe, then I don't want them to be my friends. And I laugh because 99% of the people that I'm friends with on Facebook, I don't have the same beliefs about politics, sex, or religion. But that doesn't make them a bad person. It doesn't make me want to follow them. But it gives me a chance to build an impression about them, to build a thought base about them that I never forget. Yeah, I know where they're wired. I know how they're wired. And that's both a good and a bad thing. But I want you to think about that. Is there really an upside to posting about politics, sex, and religion? I think if you're using your Facebook page or using your even your Twitter feed or Instagram or whatever it is, if you're using your social media to grow your personal brand, if your brand has nothing directly to do with politics, sex, and religion, I'd stay away. It's just me. Again, I worked with an artist for a couple of years who had very strong political beliefs. He had very strong a political agenda. And when we started working together, he made a point of saying, look, I don't know where you stand on this. And I kind of told him, and I was much more moderate on a lot of those agendas than he was, but I wasn't also as informed about specific issues as he was. He said, I'm going to piss people off. I'm like, well, that's your right. That's your call. I'm going to be uncomfortable because this is about, gaining as many people as you can. Now, sure, you know what? If you can motivate a small army, you can get a lot accomplished. But especially with a recording artist, you want to appeal to as many people as possible. I go back to my friends who worked with the Dixie Chicks over the years. And boy, one comment on a stage in London took their 30 million album selling career down to near zero real fast. Sure, they have people who are still fans to this day, but there are people who will never forget what they said about our president in just a passing comment at a concert and how it blew up in their face. And that was pre-social media. There's not much upside, especially if you're in the public eye and you don't have a reason to fall on either side of the agenda. Do you know what I mean? So again, you can go ahead and do it, but I want you to really think about what you're doing and really think about who you could be alienating and upsetting. And more importantly, remember, it's always out there forever. They're never going to forget it, and it's never going to go away. Politics, sex, and religion. Go ahead and check my feeds. You won't see much. And if it is, it's just about the general nature of the world we live in, not about anything specific. If you can figure out what my agenda is in life, if you can figure out what my views are, good luck. I think the same should be said for you. Next week, another No BS chat right here, nobssocial.com. You can find the videos. You can find us on YouTube. We post them on Facebook as well. Would love to connect with you, more importantly, by phone, by email, or even through the social networks. You can find me, just not in the political arena. And not talking sex and religion either, for that matter. See you next week. Thanks.